Takeover TV with Jared Collins, Fishy Leroy, Frankie England from Paris.
And my mustache. And the Pomeranian.
The Pomeranian here. We had a cancellation on us today. This is if you know, this is the last panel we had on the last show, right?
It's exactly the same.
Yeah, yes. Same positions and everything. We didn't even change the fucking seating chart.
But we had a cancellation on us, Mr. Randy Wotan. Womp, womp, womp. What the fuck? He didn't even get a hold of me. He got a hold of you, right?
Right.
What was his problem?
Well, he was going to come over yesterday and film some stuff, but he's got that shitty-ass car, man.
Jesus. I thought he drives a Lincoln.
No. Haven't you seen the picture of him leaning back on his hot rod?
Yeah. That's senior picture.
Randy 07. Yeah.
There's still other ways he could have made it up here.
But that's a fucking big bummer, though. I wouldn't. If that show would have been going on, I wouldn't have took a train. I don't know. How would you?
There's trains that go through here all the time.
Would you have done that?
I would have jumped on a train and hiked up here. Wow. I would have hoboed that shit. Canoed here through the Scioto any way I had to get here.
I don't think they wanted you here today, Jared.
No, I wanted Jared here.
That's all right.
He was your backup in case you didn't make it.
Yeah, you guys got to get some more backups.
Well, I wasn't planning on doing a show this fast because we just did one last week. But Randy Wotan was going to be here, so I figured he's from Columbus. We're gonna do it. We'll do it while he's here.
We were gonna have like a big horror hound weekend spectacular.
I got all that footage, and I don't know. I was gonna put it over shit while we were talking about it, but I don't really. He went, but he only stayed like 10 minutes.
Where'd you go?
He got there, was like, oh shit, there's people here, I'm leaving. He thought he was going to be the only guy there.
Kind of let me down.
And like, it ended up being that they put this in the Columbus Dispatch, like 8,000 or 9,000 people showed up that Saturday. It was insane, man.
It was a lot of people.
You just couldn't handle it.
Just
shoulder to shoulder.
Anxiety.
Getting
I don't like it either, but I don't know.
Was there so many people there you were getting touched?
I got
dude. I got fucking knocked over. I mean,
I got the autographs I wanted after that. Then there was just a bunch of people.
Mostly are big beastly men, just walking, walking through, and they'll take you out. They don't give a fuck.
I don't think I ever knew that you had to pay for their autographs.
Yeah. I mean, that's where a lot of people are like, really, but. It used to all be free. You just used to didn't have to pay for autographs and shit. But then these stars would go home, look on eBay. They got 20 of their pictures up on there.
It makes sense, but
they feel like they're getting slightly.
It's kind of discouraging for me because I never have money, let alone I can finally make it up there once, and then I have no money to do anything. So.
Yeah, it's money that I get from my income taxes or if I do a job for someone or that, but it never comes out of like bill money or shit like that. I would never do that. I would never like pull it out of my pocket.
That's what I would do.
I mean, the signature is valued. I mean, the market. The only bad thing about all these conventions all the fucking time is they're devaluing the market of signatures, basically. You know what I mean?
Makes sense.
If you got
a lot of them.
Yeah. And the conventions now they're everywhere now. It's insane. I remember when they weren't popular.
Did you see Elvira? I seen her. I didn't meet her. Long line, a lot of money.
Yeah, you literally had to point her out to me. I mean, I looked her up and seen her, what she looked like without all the shit on, and she don't look anything like her.
I stood in line 2 minutes for Stuart Gordon.
That's a funny thing.
Yeah.
2 minutes, that's it?
Yeah.
Wow. Norman Reedus is there.
Nice.
The line is all the way out the fucking side of the fucking building.
Did you even care about that guy, Jared?
No. Norman Reedus?
Yeah.
Nah, I don't
Come
know.
on.
Ain't no Stuart Gordon.
So I believe that Stuart Gordon had a...
Well, that's what I'm saying. Norman Reedus all the way out the line, and Stuart Gordon, one of the greatest directors. Is that right, Jared?
That's right.
See, that's what I was talking about. Fucking, that's why I said Walking Dead's like the new fucking Twilight, because it brings it to that level of.
It's not even. You weren't even like lucky. Like early, his line was like 2 minutes the whole night.
No,
the first 2 times I just looked around. The first 2 times I passed his table, there was no line.
Wow. He was just sitting there.
I just happened to be unlucky enough to go stand in line at the point there was actually a couple people there.
Yeah, it's like one of the best directors in horror ever.
Judith O'Day had like a 5-minute line too. I only waited 5 minutes for her.
Man. She was amazing.
She was a nice old lady.
You could just hear her. Like I didn't go to meet her. I had some other people, but the guy that I was meeting was right beside her, and the joy coming from her corner. She's just a real peppy, lovely woman.
Yeah, she was a very nice old lady.
I'm not saying zombies are going to happen, but
I think they're already here, man.
Around this fucking town.
I was driving to work the other day, and this one, he was going of why maybe he had something wrong with him. I don't know, but he looked like a zombie.
Yeah. I've seen them dragging their corpse. It's that fucking H, man. They become sloths of life.
Yeah, go out to the forest court. You'll see many zombies. I got a few that work with me.
Oh my god! But yeah, if I die, I don't want to be cremated. Then I lose the chance
to come back.
The fucking who wants? If you come back as a pile of ashes, that's not very intimidating to the living. I want to be Return of the Living Dead. Fast.
Fast? What are you talking about? Just because you turn into a zombie, you're not gonna get any faster.
I'll be moderate.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get you, but
yeah. I wonder if you get tired though when you're a zombie. Do they get tired?
No, I don't think so.
I don't know.
And I think that if a zombie were to be dropped into like a pool of water, I think that it wouldn't fucking be able to get out. It'd just be walking around. It wouldn't like die.
Well, they had that in the series Dead Set. I don't know. Did you watch that? I bring that over to you. It's that Big Brother. It looks like it starts out like a Big Brother show.
Yeah.
That one black chick gets stuck in the hot tub. She can't get out. And also in the remake of Dawn of the Dead, that one swimmer gets caught in the water too. He can't get out. So yeah, you're right.
But I mean,
I would just live on a mountain. Zombie apocalypse, go to a mountain.
Do you think the day zombie apocalypse actually comes, do you think you would be pissed off or scared, or would you be like, kind of like, all right?
It depends.
I can handle myself in this.
It depends what it is.
If it's like the Return of the Living Dead, we're all fucked.
Yeah, that or the remake of Dawn of the Dead, which original is what I love, but I'm saying
the remake wasn't bad.
The remake wasn't bad, but I mean that was fucking chaos.
Without the zombie baby.
That was stupid as fuck.
The dumbest thing
and
I've ever seen.
That actor too. What's his name? Omar Epps.
Omar Epps.
Yeah, come on.
House.
Get fucking real. Who casts these people?
I don't know.
Jesus Christ. Well, we gotta have this guy in here. It's only right. Like, come on.
I think he was in that Breakfast of Champions. Did you ever watch that with Bruce Willis? And he's like living in a car at the car lot that he works at with Bruce Willis, and Nick Nolte's like a cross-dresser.
Oh my god, Nick Nolte.
Yeah, and he's like, war buddies.
And then you send me the video of him taking tests or something.
Yeah.
What was he doing? He was testing his lung strength.
Yeah, he like passed out, didn't he? Like
and the doctor goes, "All right, blow," and he was trying to show off. You can tell. Yeah. And he fucking passed out, and his head hit the fucking desk. And then he picks himself. He's like, "Did I just pass out?" Doctor says, "I think so."
In Breakfast of Champions.
Oh my god,
he's
crazy.
He's cross dresses all the time, and he like there's a part where they're filming a live commercial. And he tears his suit off, and he's got this lingerie on. He's like, yeah! He's like yelling or whatever. And Bruce Willis has a breakdown because there's shit on one of the cars, like bird shit. Oh my god! He like loses it at the beginning. He's gonna like fucking kill himself. He's got a gun in his mouth. But yeah, that was Nick Nolte's great.
He's a nutty guy, man. That video made me laugh forever. Yeah. Maybe I'll play it over top of something or something. Yeah, this is fucking hilarious. My God.
Oh, shit.
Settle brain.
All right. I'll follow you, Doc.
So today, Nolte undergoes an exhaustive, high-tech test to see just how his brain is doing.
Have a seat and start relaxing.
Okay.
The computer program takes all the data and it comes up with a functional composite age.
So let's see how high a tone you can hear.
Too much rock and roll. I'm not going to be able to hear anything.
The computer tests his hearing, vision, memory, and reaction time. It also tests his lungs.
And rest. Stop.
Nolte is so eager to do well that he overdoes it and passes out.
First effort.
Good job.
Next a moment, catch your breath and let your lungs get back to normal. When you're
Did that
ready
pass
for
out?
the second effort,
Well,
press any of the squares.
I don't know. Did you?
Yeah, I think it did.
Well,
It did.
good effort.
Yeah.
I was introduced to hookers at a very young age.
That's what I like to hear.
A couple months after graduation from high school, I was in the shit. Like, I was down in North Carolina, and I just graduated from Marine Corps boot camp, and I was getting ready to go to the School of Infantry. And I didn't get laid when I was home on leave from boot camp, so I was, dying for some pussy, I guess. We met up with a bunch of guys down from down in North Carolina from boot camp. We all got hotels because we didn't have to report for a couple days, and got in the yellow pages, and there it is, says 1-800-BABES-RE-US.
Right there.
So we call the number, and these two fat, nasty chicks show up.
Oh, my God. In North Carolina?
Yeah. Well, I called them back, and I was like, hey, you got to send, some better ones. So they sent two more.
What were the ones that came doing when you did that?
They left. They were gone. Yeah.
Did they get insulted? Were they?
Yeah, we told them to kick rocks and, get out of here.
Oh, my God.
We're not paying you for that. Like, you owe us $100. We don't owe you nothing.
Oh, my Lord.
Yeah, go call the police.
Right.
Let them know.
But they sent two more, and we had 2 rooms, and it was about 2 minutes later, and they were $100 richer, and that was it. But
they came back.
That's a good deal, though. $100, I'd fucking throw $100 down.
Yeah, Korea.
I'd do that once a week if I could.
How much did you spend in Canada to get your...
It was like 160 American dollars.
Wow. You should have asked him.
Yeah.
I was stationed in Hawaii, and I was like a room rat, man. I'd just sit in my room all the time and didn't do much anything. And I was reading a Hustler one night, and it was talking about the best-looking hookers in the world. And the #1 spot was Waikiki in Honolulu,
Yeah,
Hawaii.
those chicks gotta be fucking hot.
It was like I caught a $30 cab down to Waikiki and spent like $400.
Whoa. That was awesome. Now that was good though, right?
Yeah, but for 5 minutes, man.
Oh yeah, because the hotter they get, the quicker it's gonna go.
I mean, you're just ready to fuck a hooker, man.
Yeah.
I'd pay extra to lay there with them for a little while. Now,
oh my God, Randy!
I just talk I'd be like, you need to care about what I'm gonna say.
Okay, well, we've still got some time, so I'm gonna put on this air supply CD, and we're gonna lay down.
I would. I'd brush her hair.
See, in Korea, when I was in Korea, we went to another place.
There we go.
It was called Club Love, and they pretty much wanted us to go there. They passed out condoms and everything, told us to go to that place because our doctors tested them for STDs and this, that, and the other. Because if you go outside where you're supposed to go and get an STD from some girl in Korea, they won't let you back into the country or anything.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
So you're stuck with gonorrhea in the middle of the country you don't know.
Pretty much. It's quarantine.
So,
but you can get all nighters, and that's about $100, $80 for all night. Their mama, son, old lady come bring a big old dish of some Korean soup with cat in it and shit.
Delicious. This sounds amazing. That's what I'm saying. This country needs to legalize prostitution because I'm tired of it. I'm tired of trying and hearing relationships. I have a relationship and I hear how I'm not doing it right every time that I need to do more and more and more. And I just don't care enough at all. I'm 31. At this point, I'm not going to have kids.
Randy.
I'm not. I mean, I don't see myself going and getting a real girlfriend right now and being like, let's get married and have children and fucking have a fucking house.
You'd be a great father.
I would be a pretty decent dad.
How long? You want to put a timetable on how long it is before Randy has kids?
5 years.
5 years within 5 years.
If his sperm's any good to begin with.
Yeah, who knows? I might be lucking out this whole time shooting blanks. I don't know.
I would vote for that.
Or maybe I've already got a kid out there.
Maybe you do.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
I miss all that horrible the baby part and get to the part where they're like 14 and I can
14?
throw
That's
balls.
not a good age, is it? When they're a baby, you can kind of control them. When they're 14, they might be big enough to try to take a run.
If he's a dick, I just won't see him anymore.
If you're mean to me, I won't talk.
I'll just pay the required back child support and be done.
Yeah, Korea. Yeah, you don't want to get an STD in Korea. Christ. No. That's exotic STD.
That's awesome, though.
Yeah, we a bunch of us snuck off base, and there was about 7 of us. And we caught cabs down to Club Love, and we ended up getting all-nighters and went in the back alley. And
right in the alley.
Yeah, well, they have rooms, man. Like where they live, like their size of their apartments, like the size of this room. They have their shower, their sink, their stove, their everything, their fridge, all of it in like a room about this size. But we got all nighters, and a buddy of mine came down. And he's like, "Hey man, my girl won't fuck," and I'm like, well, "What do you want me to do about it?" And he's like, "Well, we'll go wake her up." So I tell my girl to go down and get her. Like, "Hey, go wake her ass up. You know, we paid for this. Dude wants to fuck."
That's a problem I didn't even
fell
think
asleep.
about. That's great.
Yeah.
How dare
they're called buy me drinky girls, man. Like they want you to buy a drink and then buy them a drink at the same time. But like while you're drinking alcohol, like the bartender waters their shit down. Well, that girl kept drinking, got drunk, just passed out like she's a new girl or something. So, so I send mine down there, and like me and my buddy are sitting in my room. I'm kind of waiting. About a half hour goes by. I'm like, man, what are these bitches doing? So we go down there, and they're both passed out. So I was like, no, man, this ain't cool. So I'm trying to wake them up. She's like, no, she's too drunk. She's too drunk. She's sick. And I was like, oh, this fucking sucks. I want my money back. And they're like, no, you go sleep in the room. And I was like, well, fuck
Still
this.
fuck them.
Well, I went back. I went back into my girl's room, dude, and I started going through her shit. And I took her money and watch and stuff. I pissed in her water bottle and put it in the fridge, and like I told my dude, let's get everybody and let's fucking go. So we got everybody else out and we go. He's like, man, I didn't get laid. So behind Club Love was what they called Snake Alley, and it was just a series of alleys, man. And there's just prostitutes on each side and glass windows. My. You weren't supposed to go there because those girls weren't tested, but they look pretty fucking good. Yeah. So my dude, I tell him, like, he's like, man, it's like this girl comes up and she's like, what do you got? And I was like, well, I got a cell phone, a watch, and like $5 in Korean. She's like, okay, I'll take it. And I give it to her, and like my dude got laid, man. And it was that other hooker shit. So I was
like, two people got fucked that night.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Take that, bitch.
I like it. Then we had to sneak back on base, and it was horrible, but it was the greatest night ever.
I'm with Josh though. I would have never went down to your room. You would have never known because I'd have tried 3 or 4 times and then just been on top of her.
Yeah. I just slipped it right in.
Nope, I paid money.
I'm just kidding. I don't advocate rape.
I wasn't trying to catch a case or nothing.
She would have woke up.
She would have woke up.
Doing life in the South Korean jail or something. Yeah. Cool.
No, that would not be fun.
This is the worst customer service I've ever seen.
That's awesome, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, Korea.
I'm going to Korea.
Should have went to military. We should have joined the military.
Could have done that for 4 years.
I couldn't have done that.
I could have. You guys talked me out of it, remember?
Yeah, that's true. We did. You're welcome.
Maybe if they had military at night. I'm not good in the morning. I'm really sucky in the morning.
You'd rather have them bust
Is there a second shift military I could apply for?
Is there like a pussy military where they just kind of be a pussy?
Yeah.
And walk around?
I think that's the Air Force.
Oh, whoa. Oh, that's what you were going to do. You should have waited. It's the pussy.
Whoa. Actually, my cousin...
The Air Force was dropping bombs on my house.
Yeah, he was in the Air Force, and he said it was pretty tough. There was some tough stuff there. I'm sure
it's all tough.
I'm sure their training is hard as
Yeah, it's all tough.
Yeah.
It's all tough.
Yeah.
No. Well, Adam did it, but pussies like us, we could not do that.
I don't think I would have survived. I would have got sent home.
I asked him to come on and do this. He frightens me when he tells me about this shit. So we brought Scott on to do it. He's a medium, you know, the John Edwards types.
Yeah,
that's on the TV, and they talk to dead people.
But he has the ability to pull in different people from that have passed away.
Odd people that you would never think. You know, not normal people, famous people in a way.
Right. So who are we going to try to contact today?
Scotty?
I don't know. I woke up today and, you know, I have like a lot of different feelings. You know, it's not just one thing you can pinpoint, or
it's kind of like a lot of activity, a lot of spiritual activity.
It's not a you don't close your eyes and, you know, see somebody and talk to them like that. No, it's just I get these feelings sometimes, and I go back in time, I guess. You know, maybe relive certain aspects of their life and see things, you know, through their eyes.
Oh, right. Beautiful.
And today, you know, I was listening to the Beatles last night, you know, thought it was, you know, how tragic all that was.
Yeah.
And it was, you know.
I'm with you on that. He's not. But
yeah, it's all right.
We know.
That's good.
I don't believe. I don't believe in any of this medium shit.
Oh,
by the way.
Well, maybe like if I were to like ask you a question, maybe that would draw out a certain aspect that might.
We can try that. I brought my glasses today. So
yeah, well, dressing up as them or using pieces helps.
It's like a. You know,
so we're gonna try to contact. We're gonna try to contact John Lennon, right?
John
yes.
Lennon.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
All right, well, there they are.
There he is. Oh man.
Oh my God.
So, Mr. Lennon, are you with me? Is that who we're talking to now?
Well, yes, it is.
Come on, man. This is amazing. I've always wanted to, you know, as a big fan of the Beatles, I've always wanted to know.
You're a fan?
Yeah, I love the Beatles.
Okay, absolutely.
Yeah, who doesn't?
Oh.
Sgt. Pepper's is fantastic.
I didn't like that one very much.
No? What was your favorite album to work on, Mr. Lennon?
I'd say it was the album I did right afterwards, you know, by myself.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, did you enjoy working with your wife more than working with the guys in the Beatles, or?
What's her name? Yoko Ono.
Yoko, yeah.
Yoko.
Yes, it's Yoko Ono.
Yoko Ono.
The love of my life.
Now, you have children, correct? You had children in life, or?
Lots of them.
Yes, I had some children.
Some he didn't even take care of.
Yes,
really?
There's probably a few extra out there somewhere.
But yeah, they were fighting over him.
Are there any messages you'd like to send out to your kids from beyond the grave?
Well, you know, to my sons, you know, I think you should stop playing music.
Yeah.
Because you're terrible. Just bloody terrible.
I'm glad we have it out there.
At least he's honest in his after.
Who is that one? Sean?
If I could come through to them, I would tell them that you stop playing music because they.
Wow.
And what do you got to say about the guy that shot you? What was his name?
That was
Mark David.
I don't know. Didn't quite catch it. Didn't quite catch it.
He wouldn't know.
He didn't give you his name?
Oh, wow.
Well, actually, you signed his fucking album before he fucking shot your dumbass.
Mark David Chapman?
Yeah, I signed a lot of albums. Yes.
Yeah. He came up and you signed it. Yeah, because you wouldn't know this. Because bam, bam, you're done. Yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, you signed his shit. Then this fucking dude came back later and fucking shot your ass. That's what happened.
Yep.
Did you say anything to him? Did you?
I just told him there's nothing you can do that can't be done. You know.
I bet he was like, "What?"
Yeah.
Now, is there a song that you can sing that hasn't been sung?
No, but you know, there's no way you can go that you're all meant to be. You know.
Right.
Yes.
Right. Very deep.
I mean, all you really need is love, right?
Yeah.
I think. And weed, some shit.
And by the way, the Beatles reunion, you know, where they tried to get together.
Yeah.
It was awful.
Now,
are you pissed off at Paul for taking your spotlight now?
No, not really.
What about playing some of your songs by himself? Does that irritate you? Should he have just carried his own torch?
No, it's really not that good. Man, he's a better singer than I am. You know, that's period. It's not.
Mark David Chapman said the government put thoughts into his brain to kill you.
Is this true?
They did follow me around a lot, and they watched me all the time.
Yeah.
Yes.
That could have been it.
They tried to kick me out of the country.
All right.
Well,
we want Scott back.
Let's bring Scott back.
What do we have to do? Do you just go away?
Wow, that takes a lot out of you, I bet.
Wow.
That's like Patrick Swayze entering Whoopi Goldberg, isn't it?
Oh my God, that sounded wrong. That gave me a completely different visual.
In that movie where
Ted Danson entering Whoopi Goldberg.
In that movie where Whoopi Goldberg kisses Demi Moore, how fucking disgusting is that?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Oh man.
I never had an innie before, but that scene, my wiener sucked back up to my stomach. Yeah.
And that is Big Casino in Windsor. You guys probably heard of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can drink and when you're younger. So we were up there partying.
How many years ago was this?
About 4 years ago.
4 years.
Yeah. So I'm 31 now. I would have been.
So after you moved to Columbus.
26. Yeah. I just got a little bankroll established.
Oh,
nice.
Shit. Bankroll.
Did the skip tracing, which you've done, and then I moved my way up to collections and then
living off people's blood. Yes.
Yes. I am a vampire. I am a vampire. But anyway, so we're in Windsor. If you've never been there, how it's basically set up, there's the casino in the middle of the town, right? Then everything else around it is to get you fucked up enough or ruined enough to go back to the casino and gamble. So there's bars, strip clubs, outer layers of restaurants, right? So it's like a square. It's more and more decadence the closer you get or the further away. It's
when you
like
get to
getting
the center,
you there.
it's
when you're there,
there's a portal to
it's just
netherworld.
It's fucking like everything you can imagine. It's like Sin City. Yeah, I mean, it's okay. So it's like northern Sin City. All right.
Okay.
So anyway, so after we gambled, I won about $400 or $500 Canadian dollars, which aren't real money. It's like it's fucking ridiculous looking. It looks. I mean, it seriously looks like just some kid with a crayon was like, there's our money. It's horrible. God. So I take.
You won the $500 gambling.
Yes, and not like playing high stakes poker or anything, but I stood around and I watched how roulette was played, and I started making large bets.
Jesus, and maybe you should go to Vegas and try to do this for real.
I went to Vegas.
Were you wearing a suit?
No. I had on like a t-shirt and flip-flops and shorts, dude.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I looked like a regular tourist. But anyway, so I won this money, and I don't get a thrill out of gambling. It makes me nervous, so I'm cool enough to walk away.
A lot of shit makes you nervous.
It does. I'm uncomfortable. I'm generally uncomfortable all the time. But yeah, so when I won that, I hit that 2 in a row, and it was like $400 I was up. I'm like, fuck this, I'm done. So I cashed out all my chips.
Yeah, we ain't nuts. I mean, we get $500. Fuck it.
Yeah, so all my buddies that were there, people I had met at OSI and other companies. Well, I don't know if you can say that, but it's not even a company anymore. So anyways, in collections, there were 4 or 5 of us that all went up there. They're like, hey, I heard about this street, two streets over, where there's a massage parlor.
Oh my God.
Massage.
Check it out. Yeah, when you do that with your hand, that ain't no.
Yeah, that's an insinuation.
That's not a background.
So I was like, all right, let's go find this, because I've always wanted to walk into one just to see what it looks like.
Yeah.
Like, is it like
just to see what it looks
So we find a place. I mean, it took us a little while. We find it. I walk in ahead because none of these schmoes I'm with are like, oh yeah, I'm going to be the first one in. They talked a big game, but they did.
You walk in like, I'm a man.
I walked in like
my dick.
I owned the place. I was like, beep, what's up, ladies? But let me describe it for you real quick.
Yeah.
You walk in this main room. There's couches, like sectionals. There's an older lady sitting on the couch, and then there's a receptionist. So I walked over to the receptionist and I said, I'd like to get a massage. How do I go about that? I'm all
how
tensed
did you not
up.
laugh right there?
I was kind of, drunk a little, but I was like, I'm like, I've just had confidence.
Get my dicks.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm going to see what's happening. So I want to see how
Did
far.
Did someone tell you before this that they do this thing?
They just said, I talked to a guy in the casino who said that there's a massage parlor that massages. And he did the gesture. That's why I was
like, oh my God.
And I'm like, all right, I want to go see it. So we're there. So I signed this little thing. I wrote a fake name down.
God, happy
I don't remember what it was. It was like Johnny something. Smith, probably. And then you give them 40 Canadian dollars and you sit on this couch. While you sit on the couch, the old lady's like that's sitting next to you starts to ask you a couple of questions like, what do you prefer, tall girls, short girls? So you give her a little information. She disappears for about a minute.
What did you go with?
I went with a tall girl. I like tall girls. I always have. I like girls that are taller than me. It's a little.
Do they like short guys?
I don't really care. For me, it's like a power
He's paying him $40.
Yeah,
Doesn't matter
well,
what they
I
like.
haven't got to the real money yet. All right,
okay.
So there's that.
That's to get you in the door, sir.
There's that many there to where you could be like.
Yeah, there's rooms. I'm not exaggerating, Josh. There are rooms.
I want a tall with a perm.
All the way back.
And,
there are rooms like down this hallway went on forever, and then there was another hallway. It looked like it came back in like a U. I'm not kidding.
God.
And there are all these rooms occupied by ladies. I would imagine. Like, I mean, I only saw the one that came. These girls came out. There were like 3 or 4, and they were in that order that I said I liked.
Oh my God.
And so I picked one. I was like, I'll have a massage from this
Whoa, let's back this up.
Yeah. So
let's back this crazy train up.
Yeah.
These women walked out and you
I pointed like in their general direction. Like she's like, which one do you want to go with?
Didn't you feel bad for the other ones?
No, I didn't feel bad. They're fucking prostitutes. Of course I don't feel bad for that.
I bet they were like, shucks.
Yeah. Like, oh no, I didn't get to get with that short, fat, fucking Austrian looking fella. Dong da da do. No, so the one
You're
girl.
Austrian?
No, I was just
okay. All right.
I was just making it up in their crazy head.
You're Australian?
Yeah, Australian. So anyway, so I go to this room. One of my other friends had walked in prior to me, the girls coming out. So he was going to do it too. And so I told him what he needed to do. And then I disappeared with this girl. We go in this room. I'm not lying.
She leads you to
She
a
leads
room.
me to a room, and we open the door, and it's like a tiki themed room. Everything in it was teak, right? There's this little fucking there's this little fucking bed.
Everything's bamboo.
It was like it was like bamboo stuff.
She wearing
There's a little waterfall.
Oh well.
She was French Canadian.
Did it smell like
we
coconut?
talked about her heritage because she had this really hot accent.
You talked to her.
Oh, I talked to her. Man, I made her work for her money.
Oh my God.
But so anyways, long story short, we negotiated a price. Like she's like, for me to actually touch your body with this amazing oil, I would have to get another 80 Canadian dollars and then whatever you want to tip. So 80 plus 40, that's 120 Canadian, and I gave her a $50 tip.
Wow.
Okay. Because again, I won all that money.
That's
all free money.
$170.
You wanted a hand job.
Shit, I would have told her too.
Well, I didn't give her the tip right then. Here's what happened.
Oh, okay.
So I was like, okay, I'll tip. You tip after. You leave it laying on this little like coin thing.
Yeah.
So anyways, she's like, get naked, I'll be back.
Oh my God.
So I'm like, get naked. Now I'm starting to get concerned.
Yeah.
Because is this a sting operation?
They can't massage you with your clothes on.
Well, no, but the way she said get naked, it just had this overtone to it. It was weird. It was a weird situation.
Sure wasn't a dude. Did you ever see her vagina?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Because she came back in. She came back in this sheer, like, it looked like a bathing suit, but you could see through it. Everything you could see through.
Wow.
And then she oiled me down. Yeah, whoa, this is horrible.
Yeah, horrible.
That's awful. I thumbed my nose.
Yeah.
Anyway, so she has me lay face down. I take my boxer shorts off because I still got them on. Because I'm still not sure how naked is naked.
What kind of boxer shorts are they?
Oh, they look like regular, boxing.
Oh,
like,
they didn't have like.
They look like
bass?
Rocky Balboa would have wore to fight.
You were.
Yeah, it was like real boxer shorts. Yeah.
I agree, Ray. How naked is too naked?
Yeah.
I mean, if you come in and your dick is out,
yeah,
I mean, she'd
and
be
fully
like,
erect. I'm like, whoa, that's not
call
what I
the
meant.
cops.
Yeah.
This guy's fucking weird.
Yeah, exactly. So how naked is
You wanted to leave her. You wanted to let her in on the show.
That's right.
You wanted to give her a show.
I wanted to give her a show. So
all right, slow down. This might take more than 4 minutes.
Oh man, all right.
Oh yeah. So you left your boxers on it.
Right, I'm sitting on the bed like this when she comes in.
She comes in with this bikini right away.
With this bikini, like she'd been gone like 4 or 5 minutes.
And change. She didn't have that on before.
She didn't have it on before. She had like a regular sundress on.
Jesus.
And then so she's holding this plate too. There's all these oils on it. Ooh, weird shit.
You could have just took that plate and threw it right out of her hands. What do you do?
She sat it down and then she was like, get naked. I thought I said naked. And I was like, all right. So
she really said it.
Yeah.
Fucking
so
naked.
I'm like, I got up and I pulled my boxer shorts off.
How did you do that?
I just kind of turned to the side because I know that's my best profile.
So, were you enlarged?
Hold on, ladies.
Were you enlarged at this point?
No, because I was so nervous.
Oh, so it's still flaccid, and you don't want her to be seeing
I don't
that.
want her to see that at all.
Oh my God!
Did you give it a little pull?
So, well, once I laid down on those, she told me.
Nervous or not? How do you control that thing?
Well, here's what happened. I laid down face down on the little tiki bed.
And she hasn't seen your wiener
She hasn't seen my wiener, unless she was staring real hard. So I'm laying down. She straddles me, takes the top off, so pulls it down.
Straddles your back.
Like straddles my back, takes her top off, rubs the oil on her tits as she's talking to me, and I'm laying like this, talking to her.
Oh my God.
Over my shoulder, and she's like, "Are you ready for this?" And give me little weird like sayings, and I'm like, "Oh, sure." Oh, so she starts to rub her tits on my back.
Oh my God!
And I'm like, "Oh, this is awesome!" And then do
you have hair on that back?
Not back then. I don't. No, I don't. I'm fucking 32 years old. Of course I got hair.
4 years, hair sprouts all of a sudden.
Yeah, it looks
I
like.
don't believe that,
dude. I will show you after this is over.
How old are you?
32.
So at 28, hair sprouted.
Yeah, and it's in my ears now too. It's fucking.
So it waited
beautiful.
for you to have tits rubbed on your back and then hair sprouted.
Well, not at that moment.
So that's what it did.
I never noticed hair on my back. So if there was hair there, I never saw it until recently. Now it's like a puff that's on my back.
Well, that's a tumor.
Oh, that's just a tumor? All right. Well, that's good. I'm cool.
Okay, tits on the back.
So she starts going, blah, 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 talking, doing more of that stuff. I'm getting more and more, I'm like, this is ridiculous. So I stop her in the middle of her conversation, and I'm like, listen, I don't know what I'm doing at this point.
So your weenie at this point is fucking...
Yeah, it's ready to fight the Titans.
And it's smashed up against a...
Yeah, it's like pressed all down because I'm laying face down on the teak bed.
Oh my God.
Like there's... you can feel the teak sticking up, poking into you.
It's like a bamboo bed?
Yeah, it was like a bamboo bed with like covers over it.
Jesus.
It was weird, dude.
They should at least cut a hole in there so you could put your wiener in
there. And then somebody under there could have been drinking it
out. He's getting he wants all kinds of freaky treatment.
No, so anyway, so I'm like, listen, I don't know what I'm doing at all. I'm like, I've never been to one of these places before. I just heard about it. I'm like, so what do I do?
What do I do for video?
And she goes, well, what do you want? Do you just want to finish the massage or do you want the special?
Oh.
And I'm like, well, what's the special? Like, we're going to have full-on sex?
Oh, my God.
I said it straight up. And she's like, whoa. She said, whoa, no. I just get you off.
Oh, my God.
Is what she said. And I was like, all right. Let's do that. And I was like, let's hurry this up, too, because I want to get back out of here.
Wow.
And she's like, all right. So I flip over, and then she did the old teats and bloop, bloop, bloop.
Really? Shazam!
Now, here's how I felt right before.
You banged her tits?
She did. I didn't do anything. I laid there like this.
Because you're not allowed to touch her.
Yeah, you're not allowed to touch her. They had cameras, I guarantee you.
Now,
there's probably video out there of me getting jerked off by a French Canadian.
Now, if you looked like Brad Pitt and you said... What, full-on sex?
She would have said probably, yeah.
Okay.
But I don't look like Brad Pitt.
Yeah,
I look like Brad Pitt's ugly younger brother, Rad Pitt. And that was hit with a shovel and kept in a garage. But anyways, after that happens, right before I was like, oh, this is the best thing in my life. After it happened... I was ashamed and embarrassed. I was collecting my clothes and apologizing.
Now, how long?
And I ran out of that fucking place.
Now, that's a bit personal, but how long did it take?
Well, like I said, I was only probably in the room 5 or 7 minutes.
So Whoa. So she flipped you over.
Yeah, and finished me because I basically...
right to the wiener.
We got past all that bullshit.
Did she rub your back at all?
Yeah, for like a minute or two until I started like going, hey, how far are we going to take this? What happens next?
Because massaging me gets me really
Because this is the point when I'm with a lady and she's rubbing her tits on my back, generally I turn her around and start to pound her. And I don't want to be mid-thrust and have the Mounties come in.
Ladies, he will pound you.
If you massage him, he pounds.
Pounds away.
But you know what's funny is I tell this story. I think it's hilarious. I've told it a couple of times, and not in this public of a forum. But I've told it.
Don't be ashamed.
And people judge you. Fuck. You know what? If you're gonna judge me, any of you, fuck you. All right. You go home, do your boring lives. All right. Sometimes some of us go out and need to get jerked off by a prostitute. All right. I don't have your luxury. All right. I get a little extra money in my pocket. First thing that happens is I buy beer and then prostitutes.
Prostitution's been around for thousands of years.
Yeah, don't judge me, judgers. Not you guys, but them.
There's nothing wrong with it. If a woman she looked like she was in full control and it was up to her.
Yeah, exactly.
She wants to do that, then let her do it.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Honestly, I'm proud of you, and I'm glad that you brought us this story because it's fantastic. And I think you should go out and get more hand jobs from other people
and compare them.
Don't just restrict it to massage parlors.
So you think
get them from Taco Bell girls, whatever it takes.
Well,
I want to hear stories from all of these jerk off stories.
Yeah, that's pretty wild, Ray.
Well, I'm a wild guy.
Yeah,
you asked. That's just one of a million things that's happened to me since.
So you think if it happened again, you wouldn't be as nervous?
No, this time around I would have negotiated full-on sex.
Yes.
Because now
was that an option at all? Or?
I don't know. I don't think it was for me with her, but I think if I went out and complained, it was like, hey, I wanted to have full-on sex with you, that somebody would have accommodated me.
I wanted to have full-on
we've got Chubby Betty in the back. Let's go last door on the left. Here's a give us $7 for anal. There you go.
They gotta have a back pen, don't they?
Yeah.
Did you look at her face at all at the time she was whacking the old Johnson?
That's a personal question, but yes, I did. I was trying to steal her soul through her eyes, but it had already been taken.
Did she appear to be enjoying it?
I mean, she wasn't really acting like she enjoyed it as much as she was trying to...
Now, gagging is not enjoyment.
No. She was trying to, please me by making noises. She was like...
Can't give it to me.
Did she say anything about being like big boy? Did she call you
yeah.
No, she was doing
she had that weird accent, so yeah, it was like...
And what did this girl look like? We haven't even said that.
She was tall with dark hair and dark eyes. And
good looking or not?
Yeah, she was pretty. She wasn't gorgeous, but she was pretty.
Where did the load go?
Yeah, nice one. Nice one.
This is all very personal.
Yeah, where
did she capture it?
She did. Yeah, she caught it like a fucking ninja and kept it in a glass case.
Did she aimed it away?
No, it just came up and hit her chin, and then she was like down on her because I was underneath her, dude.
Oh, at that time you were doing her tits.
Yeah, she was doing the. That's how she got me off.
I didn't know if she aimed it away or if she loved it.
No, she was just kind of done, and then I rolled over to get off the bed because I had shot my load and I needed to get out of there.
Wow.
The shame washed over me. Yeah. But don't judge me. But the shame, there was shame.
Oh my God! See, I don't think I would be. I would be too self-conscious to do that. I would be too...
I didn't care because I was paying her. Was she going to tell me no? I'd be like, I demand my $80 Canadian back, ma'am. Why, you're not going to fuck me? Then go get somebody that will.
Yeah, get number 2 or 3 or 4.
Go get that old bitch that was on the couch. Get her ass up and in here and have her whack me off. I'm paying you hard-earned money.
Laying there and just naked. Just say, I'm not leaving.
Yeah, I'm not going anywhere.
One of you women come in here.
Are they going to call the Mounties?
Whack me off.
We've got this guy in here and he paid for sex. We're not going to give it to him. Mounties, can you come here and take him away? Fuck, they're not doing any of that. Now, they might have had a bouncer in the back that might have came and fucked me up or something. But.
You know they do.
Yeah,
Fuck it. There's got to be some wackos
I wasn't going
crazy
anywhere until I got my O face on.
Oh. Yeah, what did you sound like when you did the deed?
Oh,
did you
Yeah, I think I was just like, oh,
Undertaker.
Yeah, I bet your eyes squinted up. Oh!
I think I said something like "teak that whore."
Yeah. Oh
that was
my
it.
God.
That was it.
Not.
No, I didn't.
Yeah,
I was probably just making little
You
chipmunk
should have said
noises.
skeet, 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 skeet.
That'd have been funny if he said, "Take that," or she slapped you in the face.
Right. That would have been. I would have paid extra for that. Take that whore.
Oh man,
You dirty bitch.
that is a wild story. So that was all in Canada,
Yeah, I was in Canada.
and you went there just to gamble and
Just
fuck.
for 2 nights. I was going to be there for 2 nights, and
Is that all you went? You just got one hand job?
Yeah, I mean, pretty much the whole other time I was there, I was just going back down to the casino. I played a couple more games, drank. I drink a lot. I mean, I blacked out. The morning.
We do not endorse that, ladies and gentlemen.
The morning when I was supposed to be leaving the hotel, everybody had passed out solid from the night before. They're banging on our door, like housekeeping. You know, and I'm like, God damn it! Is it noon? What the fuck are we?
I had a weird thing happen to me in Marion. You guys heard about those home invasions that happened? About 8 months ago?
Not particularly, but I hear.
All right, there was 2 home invasions. These were actually really bad. One, these guys were wearing masks and gloves, and they attacked an 80 or 90-year-old woman and tied her up.
What the fuck?
And
just put her in the closet. What the fuck?
Well, how they caught her was she had one of those life alerts, and she she hit that, and they record the whole time.
Oh my lord!
So she stuck it under her leg while she was sitting in that chair, and it recorded the whole
Ain't
conversation.
nobody going there.
Yeah, and they got him. But how I come into the story is one day I come home from work.
He kicks in the door and beats the shit out of the guys and saves the old woman.
No, I come home from work one day, and I let my dog. I have a big backyard, right, and it's all fenced in. But on the other side of my fence, I have a shed. Well, I used to keep it padlocked. I haven't got nothing in it but junk.
It's Phantom.
It's Phantom 13 to the rescue. I am here to save you, young lady.
Or old lady, right?
Well, I would say young lady. I would make her feel good.
Boom shakalaka.
Here we go with that. So anyway, my shed's on the other side of the fence. And I let my dogs out, and I go back out on my deck, and I'm like, I see this guy. I can see him through my privacy fence. He's bent over looking in my shed.
Whoa.
And I'm like, can I help you, sir? You know, and I'm start walking out there and stands up. I see he's a cop. I'm like, oh, great. So he goes, you a resident here? And I said, yeah, I live here.
You think they would know that before you?
Yeah. So I said, is there something wrong? He goes, well, is it all right if we search your shed?
Oh, what do you think?
And I was like, yeah, there's nothing in there but junk for me. You know, I don't even keep it locked anymore because I got tired of replacing locks because people would break them and get in there. So I just leave it open. Yeah.
Take it.
Yeah, that's a good
can't
way.
afford all these fucking locks.
Yeah.
That's where you're losing money. They just steal the shit. It'd be fine. It's just junk. Just write junk.
So I walk out there. I go and put my dogs back in the house, and I walk out, and by this time, there's 5 or 6 guys out there. You know, all these different vehicles are pulling up because there's an alley behind my house, and all these guys are pulling up, and they're all plain clothed cops. You know.
Yeah.
And I'm there, and then there's one uniformed cop, and then everybody else is plain clothed, and they go in there, and I said, well, what's going on? What are you guys looking for? And they're like, well, he goes, you heard about those home invasions that happened, you know, at that time it was about a week prior. And I said, yeah. And one guy actually gotten stabbed in one of them. But I was like, yeah, I heard about it. He goes, well, they were pretty bad. He goes, well, we have reason to believe someone's called in and told us that someone that we think's involved in that crime threw something into your shed. I was like, oh, okay. So as this guy's telling me this, another cop's in my shed rummaging through all my garbage, you know, and he goes, found it.
Wow.
And comes walking out, and he has this like a purple gym bag, like an old 80s style gym bag, you know.
Oh my god.
And they're they're all happy. And they're almost like high-fiving each other. Like, we got those bastards now, and all this shit. So they're opening it up, and, we're just standing there, me and my wife. And we're just kind of like, trying to see what's in the bag, and I see that they have gloves in there. The masks that they wore are in there. Wow. And there was other stuff down in the bottom, but I couldn't see it.
Yeah, I was hoping for drugs.
No. I was hoping for money. I was like, hey, that's mine, motherfucker.
I keep my money
I throw that in there because no one will ever look in there.
Wouldn't that be a weird bag that when you finally went through your shit years later, the gloves and a weird mask?
Wait
and maybe
a minute.
some
I'm going to have to ask the wife about this.
Yeah, maybe some rape tools in there, too. You're like, fuck, that was a weird weekend.
Rape tools? What constitutes a rape tool? Stirrups?
Right, that's a nice one.
Some sort of spreading clamp or what?
Rape tools.
A meat tenderizer.
Well, you hear about those guys like
some bath salts,
little probe. Those claps or those things that opens the puss up. What are those? Flavicles? Clavicles?
That's a... oh, fuck.
Yeah, who knows?
Salad spoons.
Yes. But anyways, you hear about those BTK killers that got those fucking bags they take around.
Right, yeah, well,
They
yeah.
would have the same kind of bag.
Yeah. So, that would be a weird... That would be a weird fucking bag to find years later.
That was really crazy. But the cops are real nice. They're all out there joking around, and I'm kind of getting a little fearful. I'm like, are they going to start asking me where I was on this date? But they apparently already had the guys in custody.
Yeah, I'm sure that though you're pretty specific body build. They'd be like, you're a pretty tall guy.
Yeah, well, that's gotten me in trouble before too.
Oh yeah.
And you got the hounds of hell in the backyard, right?
I've only got 2 now.
Okay. Yeah, no crazy motherfucker would be getting in that yard.